Welcome to the Life Process Program podcast. I'm Zach Rhoads, a coach of the Life Process Program. The Life Process Program, LPP, is an alternative to the disease model of addiction. It's an online coaching model. Instead of labeling people as addicts or powerless, we focus on building meaning, purpose, and connection because those are the things that actually help people move beyond addiction. This series has 15 parts, each one based on a chapter from the book Outgrowing Addiction, which I co-authored with Dr. Stanton Peele. In each episode, I'll unpack one of those chapters and translate the ideas into practical lessons that you can apply in your own life or to the life of somebody you love. If you enjoy what you hear or want to learn more, you can visit our website at lifeprocessprogram.com, or you can check out the book Outgrowing Addiction in bookstores anywhere and on Amazon. So let's dive in. You're not broken, you're becoming. That's something I wish every person struggling with addiction could hear. You're not broken. You're in progress. That's the heart of what I believe. Addiction isn't a disease, it's a phase, a process. It's something you can grow into and just as often grow out of. That may sound unconventional, but it is true for me, for thousands of others, and it's backed by research. For my part, I was addicted to heroin in my 20s, and I got out not by declaring myself powerless, not by 30 days in a facility, but by building a better life, one step at a time. I got out by growing out. Here's the part you may not hear anywhere else. Most people do grow out of addictions. The evidence that nobody talks about. Take this in for a second. Most people who develop an addiction eventually leave it behind. A slew of massive U.S. government surveys, each one interviewing about 40,000 people at a time, found that the vast majority of people who got hooked on nicotine, alcohol, marijuana, or cocaine eventually quit. No rehab, no life sentence of recovery meetings, just life changing and them changing with it. And history shows this too. During the Vietnam War, 1 in 5 U.S. soldiers became addicted to heroin. But once they returned home, 90% quit almost instantly. This is a study conducted by Lee Robbins. The people who quit instantly, it was the same people, same brains, same drug. What changed was their context. That fact alone should have rewritten the entire addiction field, but it didn't. So what is addiction really? To me, it's simple. Addiction is just a harmful attachment to something, whether a drug, a behavior, whatever, that brings you relief or pleasure, but keeps harming you. It's not a disease of the brain. It's not permanent damage. It's about the role that substance or behavior is playing in your life. And when your life shifts, when you gain purpose, connection, meaning, addiction often fades away. Addiction usually ends when life gets better. Labels are the problem. Unfortunately, our preoccupation with recovery jargon has piled labels onto people that keep them stuck. I'm an addict. I'm powerless. I'll always be in recovery. But what if you're not? What if it was just a chapter in your life, and that chapter is over? I've met so many people weighed down by these labels, even years after they've moved on. It's not the substance that keeps them stuck, it's the identity. What actually helps people quit? I'll make it simple. People stop being addicted when they have something better to live for, a purpose, people they care about, work that they value, a future that feels worth it. Let me tell you about Joseph. Joseph was addicted to heroin, had a criminal record, barely knew how to read, and then he met someone. Fell in love, got married, earned his GED, became a counselor. Later on in life, after a bad kitchen accident, a doctor gave him a Percocet. He used it while he needed it. And you might think, uh-oh, Joseph, the former heroin habitué, with a bottle of Percocet. But after using it when he needed it, the pain stopped. He tossed the rest of the pills in the trash. Because he had a life that he cared about. He didn't need them. The drugs didn't change. His brain didn't change. His priorities changed. And that's recovery, if recovery is to mean anything. Not abstinence, not fear, just a better life. Why don't we hear this more? Well, there is an industry that depends on you staying in recovery. And the notion of recovery itself has just become a self-fulfilling cultural meme. There are billions of dollars tied to the idea that addiction is forever. But the truth is, most people recover quietly, permanently, without needing a label. The developmental model. Here's how I see it. Addiction isn't a disease, it's a detour, a developmental process. Something you grow into and something you can grow out of. That doesn't make it easy to grow out of, but it makes it possible. There's a roadmap, and it's a lot more common than we're led to believe. So instead of labeling yourself, ask better questions. Like, what would a meaningful life look like? What strengths do you already have? What needs aren't being met? What kind of future could you build that addiction just doesn't fit into? That's the work. That's the path forward. So if you take one thing away from today, let it be this. You're not diseased. You're developing. If someone had told me that when I was 23 and terrified, it might have just saved me years of struggle. Next time, we'll dig into what it really means for something to be addictive in the first place. Spoiler alert, it's not just about drugs. Thank you for listening to the Life Process Program podcast. I'm Zach Rhoads. This is just the beginning of our 15-part series on outgrowing addiction. Stick around for the next episode, which I think you'll find eye-opening.